Welcome to my channel, Sacred Intuition, and welcome to an ancestor message. Let's see what the focus is and what the main energy is. What is the message that your ancestors want you to focus on, or what is the message that needs to reach you at this time? Oh wow, those are 3 cards. Warrior of the Light, number 32, Water, number 61, and the Witchmaster, number 48. Okay. So we got a 5, a 3, and a 7. Okay. Underneath the deck, we see the Owl, which is another 12-3 card. Okay, the Owl talks about wisdom in itself. Wow. Okay. Warrior of the Light, Water, and the Witchmaster. Let's get a tarot card for each. Warrior of the Light, the 5 of Cups, and I feel like overcoming disappointment, remembering the light within you, your inner power, and the Water. Is it now the 6 of Pentacles or the 9 of Pentacles? That is a very good question. I think it is... No, it's the 9 of Pentacles. How about the Witchmaster? The Fool. Underneath the deck, the 6 of Swords. Yeah. That is interesting that the 9 of Pentacles is portrayed that way. Because the 9 of Pentacles is the very abundant card. But here in this deck, this person almost seems buried underneath the Pentacles. And it's so interesting because in this case, I read the 9 of Pentacles card for the very first time like something completely different. I feel like you are currently powering through with the Warrior of the Light of some kind of shadow, some kind of disappointment, something that triggered an inner wounding within you. And you're shining the light upon it, which is why you're in your emotions with the Water. And it seems like it's almost like burying you, almost like drowning. So you're being actually reminded to be the Witchmaster, the magician of your own life, and that you can create any kind of new beginning that you desire. But that is so interesting, actually, now that I see this. That is wild. Let's see if we get any other messages from the guidebook that I can read to you, maybe, in this case. Let's see. Oh, interesting. The Warrior of the Light does not have any enemies, whether in this life or a past life or any future life. Because the Warrior of the Light does not do any wrong. Because the Warrior of the Light is focusing on the light. Therefore, this 5 of Cups energy is kind of like the complete opposite to the warrior of the light. Very interesting. And the warrior of the light is kind of also resembling like the sun. Sorry. Who actually manages to even draw in his enemies, his or her enemies, because of shining so brightly, like a moth to a flame. That is so interesting. Oh, wow. And the strength of the warrior of the light is not their sword. It is because they always speak the truth. Where do you maybe have to also speak the truth to yourself to take you out of this labyrinth, this maze that is going on inside of your head? Where have you kept yourself trapped? What is something that keeps on repeating because you're holding on to something negative? So you're focusing somewhere onto the shadows. And the warrior of the light is actually wanting you to shift your perspective, to lift your head, and to actually focus on the positive, to break out of the shadows and to actually move ahead. This is so, so powerful. And here it says, actually, the warrior of the light wants to remind you how important it is to focus on your strength, wisdom, and beauty. Do not think about unnecessary things. Do not focus on it. Do not give it energy. So therefore, you're being asked to actually focus on your positive traits so that you're feeding the light. Do not feed the shadow. Feed the light. And that reminds me of the story of the white and the black wolf. And it is about which wolf you're feeding. And as you're focusing on your light, you actually will feel strengthened within yourself. And you don't actually have to do that much because you can master any situation from the inside out. So basically, the solutions are already within you and you can access them at any time. So the Five of Cups is a self-chosen space. And your ancestors are asking you to embody the energy of the warrior of the light, to pull yourself out of the shadow. You have done some very extensive healing, and now it's time to lift your head up and look how far you've come. Yeah. And it also says, if you felt triggered or like you wanted to pick a fight with someone, your ancestors are telling you, is it worth it? Put down your sword, okay? And maybe a person that you've perceived as an enemy isn't actually an enemy, but it was your Five of Cups state that made you believe that. Because it might have just been easier. And your ancestors are also asking you, do not act out of anger. Do not act out of anger. I repeat once more. and actually realize the truth. Step out of your ego and look from a broader perspective and also from a higher perspective, okay? Oh, wowzers. So now we have water. So basically you're being overwhelmed by emotions. Oh, that's an odd message, actually, to be fair, because the 6 and the 1 is the Lovers and the Magician, double Gemini energy, by the way, and we're in Gemini season. And then again, 6 and 1 equals 7, and that's the Chariot. For some of you, you really desire to get out of singleness, but I'm also sticking to the original message that someone feels kind of buried under their emotions. And for some, it might have been that those emotions have been suppressed for so long. And all of a sudden, that shelf where you put all those emotions bottled up inside, all of a sudden, just tumbled down and crushed onto this person. It says water is a symbol for regeneration, for birth, for cleansing. And also revival. And it talks about the evolutionary step from the old self to the new self. Oh, wow, you transforming yourself because you're stepping out of the shadow and into the light. Oh, wow, you're cleansing yourself of anything that is burdening you. Oof. And the water represents the big flood, which also brings in change. And water is actually limitless. And the Nine of Pentacles, okay, now it goes back to the original meaning. The Nine of Pentacles is a very abundant card. And of course, if with water being limitless, your abundance will be limitless. But I'm hearing your ancestors asking, are you ready to handle it? With great fortune comes great power, and great power comes with great responsibility. Will this gift bury you, or will you be able to work with it successfully? Yeah, and the water card asks you actually to look into your emotions and be very aware of your emotions at this time. And that it's important that you realize that emotions are ever changing. And if you might, I know it's a weird example, but you might one day, you might crave a sandwich with, I don't know, mayo and ham. But then on other days, you might feel like, oh, I don't want this this time, so today I'm gonna have the tomato mozzarella salad, for instance. That was a very odd example, but okay. Okay. Ooh, and that's interesting because water also asks you to embrace your emotions fully. When you're mad, be mad. If you're happy, be happy. If you're sad, you're sad. And water invites you to go with the ebb and flow and to actually witness what is going on and to trust that you will be able to take advantage of the next opportunity. And everything is flowing, everything is going the way it is supposed to. And therefore, you're being asked to really step out and step up, to go with it. Ha! So funny. It says, it is time to let go and cleanse yourself of unwelcomed energies and paralyzing emotions. This is crazy. So now that makes sense because, like, what made you before, even if you might be like financially very abundant, but it might as well could be, but it's also like about this burdening that I felt with this card, which I never felt with the Nine of Pentacles. But everything is in flow, so it's exactly how it's supposed to be. And of course, we're using water to spiritually cleanse ourselves. Okay. This is very interesting indeed. Okay. So now the Witch Master, number 48. No way. This is crazy. Those are complete opposite energies, because while the Warrior of the Light is completely embracing the light and not focusing on anything negative, the Witch Master is actually the source of the dark power. And it stands for the destructive side of the human psyche and egotistical behavior that is actually affecting other people. Yeah, and it's like, that's so interesting. So it's not a magician energy, actually. It's more about that you're being called to really have a close look as to where you think you're lacking and where your egotistical fears are manifesting into the world. So you might have tried to collaborate with someone else before, but they might have pushed you away. And now you're feeling more in the middle of it all. The Witch Master is actually asking you to change your way of thinking. And it asks you to change, how do you say it? How to change direction within your life. And that is so aligned with the Fool. Because like taking the leap of faith and going towards a complete new beginning. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it talks also about radical self-acceptance. That is interesting. Let's see what is coming through here. What is the okay? Some indecision with the Two of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. It's so funny because it's like making a decision to choose wisely. What do you cut off? Where do you engage? Where do you plant seeds with the Page of Pentacles? And with the High Priestess, the High Priestess also operates within the shadow, but is not shadow aspected, in my opinion. And instead, it also talks about your intuition. But now I'm wondering. The High Priestess is actually getting to me. Or it could be that this part is actually not yet known. Okay. What else is the collective needing to know? Page of Wands. A lot of page energy. Very, I'm not saying immature, but it's more like naive, insecure. One more message. The Chariot. Look, moving forward, taking small actions, but still moving forward. Wild. Okay. What is it that the collective needs to be aware of? The Six of Wands. You should be aware of that you will be very victorious, that you will be able to choose correctly and wisely, and you'll overcome any burdens that might be. Yeah, Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Communicating that you're walking away from what? Ooh! Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, it's aligned because... And then the Seven of Swords. Ugh. Okay. Five of Cups. Knight of Wands. Victory. Okay. What else could be blocking? And the Six of Wands can also be the public, the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you are meant to step into your power first, and you have to go through another level up, which is now going to take place. Because then you might be climbing the ladder of success. And to be fair, the Queen of Pentacles is also quite nurturing and just very caring. What is going to happen in the future? What is coming towards the collective regarding the Warrior of the Light, the L'Agua, and the Water, and the Witchmaster? What is coming in the future? Ooh, Nine of Swords. Someone being in their head. About what? Why? Because of the Tower. Someone really has shaken someone else's life up, even though this person might not actually be at home very much. One card for how the viewer is feeling. 10 of Swords, burdened. Okay. Any additional last messages? 5 of Wands, some kind of conflict. What is the conflict about? The Devil in reverse and the Star in reverse. There's conflict whether your family is meant to go towards this clinic and really get checked out, all of them. But since it came in the reverse, I feel like it's also kind of like the conflict of their shadow self or your shadow self and their healing or your healing energy. Something that caused conflicts before. Yeah, Knight of Wands rushing forward. Very interesting message. Well, I hope this resonated and that you take whatever resonates. What doesn't resonate, just let it fly. So if you vibe, please hit like and subscribe, and or maybe leave a nice comment underneath my videos. And yeah, let's talk another time. Take care. Bye bye.